All right, welcome back to The Explainer. So, if you follow outdoor prep, you already know the great gear debate literally never ends, right? Well, today we're totally skipping those massive, heavy doomsday survival kits. Instead, we're zeroing in on a highly specific minimalist philosophy drawn straight from our source material: compact tools for survival. We are going to explore how tiny, lightweight items can completely transform your tactical advantage when you're out in the wild. Let's get comfortable and explore the essential gear that keeps you safe without weighing you down.
Okay, let's dive into this. Hiking is fun until you're stuck and things don't go as planned. Honestly, that quote from our source material just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that sudden, wild unpredictability of outdoor emergencies. I mean, you set out on a trail with a clear destination. The sun is shining and it's pure fun. But the source material immediately grounds us in a pretty harsh reality. The shift from a great day out to a full-blown survival situation, it doesn't happen in slow motion. It happens the exact second your plan falls apart. This explainer is all about what you do in that exact instant. To really grasp the stakes here, we've got to look at the crazy gap between expectation and reality. We all set out expecting a fun hike, but our sources warn us about how rapidly that can shift into rough conditions and uncertainty. Notice how jarring that shift is? It's like flipping a switch. The sources emphasize that survival isn't just about, dealing with a broken backpack strap. It's about managing the sudden slap of those rough conditions. When the weather completely turns or you lose the trail, the primary threat isn't just the physical exposure, it's the absolute uncertainty. And fighting that uncertainty requires reliable tools you actually have on you. So, when that uncertainty actually hits, what's your very first move? Well, our emergency guide source is incredibly clear on this. Shelter and comfort matter, especially during uncertainty. And I really want to emphasize that word, comfort. In a survival scenario, our gut instinct is usually just to tough it out, right? Pure, rugged endurance. But the source highlights physical comfort as an absolutely critical priority. Why? Because your physical comfort is totally tied to your mental resilience. Think about it. You literally cannot make smart tactical decisions if you're freezing, exposed to the elements, and, let's be real, panicking. Securing a shelter gives you both a physical barrier and a psychological anchor, buying you the precious time you need to actually plan your next move. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the source material completely reclassifies a piece of gear we all know. We're not looking at the hammock as just some leisurely campsite accessory here. We are looking at it strictly as a rapid deployment survival shelter. By elevating it to a core tool and an emergency readiness kit, the text challenges us to look at our standard gear in a totally new light, specifically evaluating it for its life-saving potential and its tactical edge on a survival day. Let's break down exactly why this actually makes the cut for a survival kit. The source points out 3 huge tactical advantages. First up, it instantly keeps you off the cold ground, providing that crucial elevation. Second, that elevation supports much safer, uninterrupted rest, meaning you can actually recover your energy. And third, which is literally the key to everything we're talking about today, it packs down extremely small in your kit. Seriously, a shelter is absolutely useless if you left it sitting at home because it was too heavy, right? The hammock is a real game changer because it's right there with you when the uncertainty hits. Let's move to our next item and see how this builds our whole survival strategy. So while the hammock handles your shelter, our second source introduces everyday ready utility, the Tactical Bracelet. And notice that specific designation here. This isn't just a cool-looking accessory, it's a dedicated tool labeled as perfect for survival days. It literally takes the whole concept of preparedness and straps it directly to your wrist. This represents the absolute ultimate form of accessible readiness when things suddenly go sideways. So what exactly makes this little bracelet so crucial? It all boils down to one thing: guaranteed accessibility. It's compact, it's super lightweight, and it's incredibly easy to keep with you. The source emphasizes that wearing your gear practically guarantees you are never caught totally unprepared. Honestly, the beauty of the Tactical Bracelet is that it completely removes the whole "I didn't have room in my pack" excuse. Because it's wearable, it guarantees a baseline level of readiness. Even if you get completely separated from your main kit, you still have pure utility right there on your person.
Now, when you look at the shared DNA of these two tools, it reveals this much larger, overarching survival philosophy: compactness equals readiness. Both the emergency hammock guide and the tactical bracelet strategy are preaching the exact same message here. Think about it. A hammock is essentially a large shelter that squishes down to almost nothing. A tactical bracelet is a multifunctional tool so unbelievably light you literally wear it. The big takeaway is that true emergency readiness isn't about hoarding a massive mountain of gear. It's about choosing highly efficient, compact tools that you'll actually carry on the trail. Bottom line, if it isn't compact, you won't bring it. And if you don't bring it, you're just not ready.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how these tools actually complement each other. While the hammock bridges the gap between standard camping and emergency readiness by giving you that safer rest and recovery, the tactical bracelet is 100% tailored for those on-the-go survival days, giving you immediate, lightweight readiness. They're tackling two totally different phases of a crisis, right? Physical recovery on one hand and immediate utility on the other. Put them together and they form one incredibly efficient, ultra-compact survival system. As we wrap up our explainer today, it's definitely worth calling out this clear directive straight from our source texts. Want more survival tools like this? Follow for emergency prep. Both of our sources are making it super clear that the hammock and the tactical bracelet, they're really just the starting line. Emergency preparedness is never just a one-and-done checklist. It's an ongoing, continuous process of curating and refining your kit. Building a full arsenal of compact, reliable tools is a long-term strategy to make absolutely sure you can handle rough conditions whenever and wherever they pop up. Which brings us to our final and honestly most important question. We know that conditions out there can turn on a dime, and we know that having compact gear is the absolute key to managing all that sudden uncertainty. So I want you to take a really hard look at your current setup. Are you actually prepared for when things don't go as planned? Like, if you got stuck on a trail today, right now, do you have the tools to keep yourself off the cold ground? Do you have utility gear that guarantees you aren't caught completely empty-handed? Remember, readiness is a choice you have to make way before the uncertainty hits. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. And hey, stay prepared out there.